Hey everyone, George here, the Disney Family Man, coming with you with another video, and today we are going to talk about Disney Pixar Soul. It was just released on Christmas Day on Disney Plus, and I was very excited about this movie because back when they first released the trailer, it gave a certain depth to the film where you didn't really know what was going on until you actually saw the whole entire picture, but it just gave you enough information to kind of get the gist of what's going on. But I could not wait for this film, and I must say, when I watched it on Christmas night with my family, I was very impressed with it. I loved it from beginning to end. Um, and yes, my feeling about it was correct. It's not that typical Pixar film where it does have funny moments, has clever funny moments, but it doesn't have that zany, quirky slapstick comedy that a lot of the Pixar films have. But that's okay. I actually enjoyed that part because it kind of showed another side of Pixar that it can go on many different levels of how a film can be made. And this was directed by the wonderful, talented Pete Docter, who brought to us Monsters Inc., um, Inside Out. So I mean, he already is a seasoned director and was with Pixar from the very beginning since Toy Story. Um, that he knows what he's doing, and I must say, the story kind of you have to really focus and listen to what's going on because you can definitely lose track of what's going on if you don't really follow through. And I'm going to try not to get too many things away as far as the spoilers go, but um, there may be some spoilers along the way, so I just want to give you guys a heads up that if you have not seen the movie and don't want no information about it, then I suggest you watch the movie first before watching this video. The first thing was I did spot a couple Pixar Easter eggs on the subway that there is 2319, which paid homage to Monsters Inc. with the 2319. So again, it's a Pete Docter film. And there's a part in the afterlife where you go inside a box, and on there's like a blackboard with like sticky notes with everybody's name, like different names on it. And if you look very closely on one of the sticky notes, it says Joe Ranft. And for all of you who don't know who Joe Ranft is, he started out with Pixar in the very beginning, and he also provided the voice for Heimlich in A Bug's Life and worked on the Toy Story films and what have you. And he sadly passed away. I believe it was. Correct me if I'm wrong in the notes. I don't know. It was between the years of 2004 and 2006. It was between when The Incredibles and Cars was being made. It was somewhere along that line. That eventually he was in a very bad car accident. So they paid to his memory that they added his name onto that blackboard. I'm for sure there was a many other Easter eggs in there, but those were the only two that I saw. I'm for sure when I go back and watch it, I'll find many more, as Pixar's notorious for doing that. And so it's just about a story of this man who dreams of nothing but music, that he just wants to succeed in music, and it isn't until he actually goes into the afterlife where he is supposed to fully die, but he's stuck between the realm of death and life and death, and he really gets to see himself, looking at himself, of that he sees that he accomplished nothing in his life, and he meets another soul named 22 because they don't have names; they're numbered, and he has to then try to find 22's purpose. And once that is succeeded, that they get an earth-shaped, almost looks like a patch, that it's like their key to then they will be born into the world and go succeed of what they find out what their calling is. And he really gets to learn a lot about himself and what it takes to not just succeed in life, but how much your soul is really worth. And it's not until like the very end where he really notices that it's not about just one thing, it's about everything. You know, going out every single day and living your life to the fullest. And I think that's where I'm going to touch upon the story. I'm not going to get into full detail of the story itself. I definitely recommend you seeing it. It's more so I'm just kind of going on to the moral of the story, and that's what I really feel it is, because there are even times where I look at myself and so much that I want to achieve and so much that I want to do, and my goals in life are, I have big dreams, and sometimes you may feel disappointed when your dreams are more so fantasy, and you haven't really reached that point, or you may never reach that point, or you may do so and you're not happy with it, not as much as you thought you were. And then that's when you look deep within yourself and you say, hey, I'm worth more than just this. There's a lot more that goes on in my life that I can succeed and am great at. And that's what this story is all about. And that's what kind of took me by surprise, because when I first saw the trailer, I knew it had a lot of layers to it, but I kind of already envisioned in my mind of, okay, this is basically another version of Inside Out, which it's close to it, so to speak, but it's not where it's in the same complex where you have to watch the whole film all the way through and then you say, okay, now I understand this, and it took a completely different direction of what I actually thought it was going to be. That's what I got out of Soul, and as I said, I definitely think it's a movie worth watching. Um, and I also think it's definitely a movie worth watching again, because I'm for sure that there are so many little details in there that you may not understand until you watch it all the way through, and then you say, okay, now I can rewatch it and know what to expect and what I can look out for. But if I had to rate this film, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, I would definitely give it a solid 8.5. I would definitely give it an 8.5. I love the movie. Um, is it my all-time favorite Pixar film? No, but it definitely pulls on some emotional strings, especially with me. And everyone's different. You may have your own um, way of handling things, but it's more so the story of where you don't really learn who you are by a person dying, but it's more so concentrating and kind of shutting yourself off from the world to look deep within yourself and really find out who you are. And that's the greatest message that I got out of the film. So definitely Disney Pixar Soul. Watch it. Watch it again. I'm definitely going to. And let me know what you think in the comments below. So I want to thank you again for joining me. And remember, stay safe, stay healthy, stay Disney. Bye, everybody.